What is happening, guys? Thank you for tuning back into another episode of the Fresh Hope for Better You podcast. I am your host, Oliver Goulet, and I am super grateful for all of you guys tuning into my last podcast and hearing my life story and getting a better understanding and perspective on who I am, what I've been through, and why I am the way I am today. If you didn't know like a lot of things about me from my past, and now you do, I hope that explains a lot of why I am the way I am. I'm not just some like crazy positive dude that's always been this way. I've been through hell and back, and I'm grateful for my past. It showed me a lot of things, a lot of experiences I've been through in my life, a lot of struggles. Some things that a lot of people won't be able to experience throughout their whole entire lives to a certain extent. It makes me really thankful for all those experiences. During the time, I did not enjoy a lot of it, but at the same time, looking back now, I'm grateful because I wouldn't be the man I am today if I hadn't gone through all those hardships and been able to overcome those things. And, if I would have just given up during those dark times where I wanted to, I wouldn't be here, talking right now. I wouldn't have the opportunity to share my stories and my perspectives and all the things that have helped me along my life's journey, and hope to inspire you guys to become better versions of yourself and ultimately, try changing the world, change your world. That's where it all starts. It simply starts with changing your world. So today's topic, I'm going to go over my philosophy on life. It is a very interesting one. A lot of you probably have, heard similar things to it. And I'm hoping that, this, helps you think a little bit differently on life and, helps you continue to, push forward and, be the change you want to see. That is my mantra, is be the change. And it's something I live by every day. I say it multiple times a day, like be the change, because I truly want to make an impact on this world and I want to make it a better place. And the only way to do that is by ultimately becoming the best version of myself. So that is why I continue to push myself every single day, follow through with the things that I tell myself I'm going to do, which also helps me build confidence. And many of you guys know I'm a very confident person in many areas of my life, because I hold myself accountable. I'm a very high achieving individual who has big dreams and goals, and the only way I'm going to get there is by following through with the things I tell myself I am going to do on a daily basis. Today for a little bit I was struggling. I did not want to necessarily, record this podcast because I have a lot of other things going on, and it was a beautiful day out and I wanted to do other things, but I promised myself that I was going to make a podcast a week. Whether it be a 15-minute podcast, a 30-minute podcast, or once I start interviewing people, it'll be an hour-long podcast. So we get to hear more people's stories and, hopes to inspire you guys to become better. I'm super excited for today's, episode. So let's dive right in. So my philosophy on life is everything is about energy, and it simply starts with the food you eat. I was an overweight child my entire life because I simply did not understand nutrition. And my parents, they didn't necessarily make all the bad food and stuff, but they definitely didn't keep a bunch of healthy food around and, explain to me the importance of it and what it, how it actually correlates and will directly affect me. It wasn't until I started my weight loss journey about 4 years ago where I really realized, if I eat quality food and good food, I feel better. I have better energy. And it all starts with the food that you put into your body that, turns into energy. Food is energy. It is the unit of measurement is a calorie for food, and calories are energy. So we put calories into our body expecting to get a return on them, energy. And the first law of thermodynamics is energy can neither be created nor destroyed. So if you're not using the energy you're putting into your body, it turns to fat. So when I weighed, 200 pounds and I was eating excess amounts of calories and not burning them off, what did they do? They turned to fat, which also made me feel slow, sluggish, because they weren't good foods and stuff like that. So when you're putting energy into your body, you really want to focus on quality whole foods as much as you can, staying away from sugars, or refined carbohydrates, because those aren't necessarily good for you. I try to, put as much, not as much, I track my macros which helps me, continue to work towards my goals, whether it's be putting on weight, losing weight, or just, maintaining weight. So I know exactly what my body needs because of what I'm burning on a daily basis. So basically, when you're putting good food into your body, it becomes good energy and it makes you want to do things. It makes you feel good. And when you you're feeling good, you want to do more things that make you feel good. Like me, when I was an addict, I did the drugs because they made me feel good. So what did I want to do? I wanted to do more drugs. And with my addictive personality, it's not like the addictions are gone. I've just substituted those out with good addictions. So now I'm addicted to eating healthy because it makes me feel good, which makes me want to do more things that make me feel good. Instead of me being addicted to eating healthier foods, like over consuming those, I'm addicted to working out and exercising because it makes me feel good. And when I'm feeling good from working out, exercising, and eating right, I have positive thoughts. I think clear. I have, better energy coming into my body. So guess what? The energy in my head is going to be positive. I'm looking good. I'm feeling good, which makes me want to, put out positive energy. And the more positive energy you put out, the better off you're going to be because, you don't want to be a negative person. Negative people aren't fun to be around. All of you guys know a negative person that you just can't stand to be around because they simply never have anything good to say. They're always talking about problems and issues and all that stuff. And they're simply just not a good person to be around. I'd rather be that person that, is always positive, not necessarily always positive, but positive most of the time. That I've had people be like, Oliver, why are you so positive all the time? And it's like, well, guess what? You don't know my life story. If you listen to it, you would understand why I'm so positive because of the hell I've been through. I've went down that negative Nancy path, and that is the last place I want to be again. So guess what? I'm going to stay positive and look at the bright side always compared to going down that dark path again because I know where that leads. And I don't want to go back there. It's very simple. And it was funny because some lady at the gym actually was like, Oliver, you're just so easy, to, pick on and talk shit to because you're always just so positive and nice to people. And it's like, yeah, well, get to know me. And, listen to my last podcast. You'll understand. You will understand. So, yeah, I'd rather be that positive guy than, the negative Nancy that we all know. So when you're putting out positive energy, you attract positive energy because, for instance, when I was a drug addict and I was putting out bad energy during the time I got robbed and stuff like that, I was putting out all this bad energy. I was accusing friends of stealing from me or robbing me and just putting out bad energy, thinking the world was trying to, destroy me. And guess what? I attracted more bad energy. So guess what? Things just kept getting worse and worse and worse. And it wasn't until I realized that, I was never going to find that person that robbed me. It was over. It was dead and gone. I wasted all this time that I just started thinking, guess what? The worst has happened. I'm going to think about the positive things and I'm going to continue to work hard towards what I want now because that's in the past. There's nothing I can do to fix it. I must keep moving forward. I spent the last 4 months of my life, standing still, basically going backwards because if you are, not moving forward and you're standing where you were, and not moving forward, guess what? You're actually moving backwards because we are supposed to be progressing all the time. And if you're not progressing, you're regressing and moving backwards. So I was moving backwards. And as soon as I started to put that one foot in front of the other and continue to move forward with my life, guess what? Better energy started. My life started getting better. Things started getting better overall. So when I was doing that, I started to attract positive energy, which made a huge difference because my life started to get better and better and better. And the more energy that I put out, the positive energy, the more positive energy that came my way. For example, if I were to go out like I do often and I compliment someone, I see someone with a nice shirt or shoes or, they just, a pretty girl, I say, oh, you're really cute. Like you have a gorgeous smile or whatever. Guess what? I actually have, girls compliment me on my smile and stuff like that. And all my boys that I've been out with when I've gone out to the bars and stuff and not been drinking, the amount of girls that have approached me and asked for my number is kind of a lot, to be honest. And a lot of my buddies have been like, dude, I've never seen that. Like, what did you do? And I'm like, nothing. I just hold my chin high, bro. They can sense the energy I put out. Like, they can just feel it, dude. Like when I'm in a room, people can sense it because of the energy I give off. I don't put out bad energy. I like I can't say I never do, but it's very minimal that I put out any sort of bad energy towards anything unless, you're a pedophile or anything like that. Like, then like Andy Frisella says, you can go right into the wood chipper, pedophiles and, people like that. But anyone other than that, I will never put out bad energy because, dude, everyone is unique in life. Everyone's got their own life. Everyone's going through their own shit. So why would I be mean to anyone or put any bad energy towards them? Because, I could be the straw that breaks camel's back. And back in high school when I was a bully and stuff in my younger days, like, I was that person that was mean to people. So why would I ever want to go back down that path? Because it all just came right back to me. So when you're attracting positive energy, like, it is very simple. Like, I don't get why, more people don't do this. Like, just be a genuinely good person. Like, compliment people, just, smile. Like, that's one thing when you're walking down the road or like down the street or anything, most people nowadays are so glued to their phones. It's honestly ridiculous to think about. Like, it's hard to believe or fathom that people would really rather look down at their phones than make eye contact with you nowadays. But that's the day and age we live in, which is very sad and it's tough because honestly, I don't like to do that. I like to walk by people, smile, say hi. And especially in Holland, Michigan, it is not something people are comfortable with. Or maybe it's just me because, I do carry that good energy and people like I walk by people in the grocery store and they just seem so down and sad and they won't look me in the eye and stuff. And it's like, it's sad to be honest. And that all goes back to, you like the energy they're putting into their body. If I walk past someone in a grocery store and I can look at them and they seem sick or they're overweight or just I can sense something about them that they just aren't all like, there necessarily, like, they don't seem healthy. And I look at their shopping cart and it's full of shit. Like typical American diet. There's a reason that 40% of Americans are overweight or obese and 70% of Americans are overweight. But at the same time, the way they test, to see if you're overweight is by your body mass index. And with me being 6 foot, 190 pounds, my BMI actually says I'm overweight, even though I'm not. If you guys know me, I'm not overweight. You guys have seen my pictures. I mean, through social media and stuff like that. I have a 6-pack. I'm jacked. And muscle weighs more than fat. So that is something, that might fluctuate those percentages a little bit. I don't think it's quite 70%. It might be like 65, but at the same time, like America's overweight. You go to a lot of other countries, they are not overweight like America. And it's sad to be honest, but at the same time, like that is a big reason I became a nutrition and lifestyle coach. Not only like was I that overweight person that didn't have, the mentorship or the help or the guide down the path, to living a healthier and happier lifestyle. But I also, I hate to see this country be like that. I love America. I'm a patriot. I'm a firm believer in everything that this country, was founded upon and, freedom. I'm all about freedom, expressing the Second Amendment and all that great stuff. But, I'm not necessarily proud of where this country is at right now. So it all starts with me being the change that I want to see in the world. And I try to be a stand-up man, try to be a patriot, try to be a confident, outgoing individual that wants what's best and, to be, that light in the darkness. And, America, we're in a dark time right now, with, everyone kind of struggling right now, whether that be financial, mental, or all this other stuff from COVID and everything else that was going on over the last like 3 years. It's sad. And the only way we're ever going to get back to where America, was, a good place is by simply starting with yourself and, putting out that positive energy, taking care of yourself, through eating healthy foods, exercising daily and simply, just trying to become better. And that's basically like, doing what you can on a day-to-day basis in order to become the best version of yourself. If you can become 1% better every day, you're doing something. You're going to end up way ahead of everyone else. And it's not necessarily like, if that's not your goal to be, up there ahead of everyone else and, create separation from the pack, you don't necessarily have to, but you should try to be, creating separation from the old you, because it doesn't matter how highly you think of yourself, you can always learn, grow, and improve. I reflect on myself every day, what I can improve on and what I need to change, because I'm not perfect by any means and I will never be perfect. but I've dedicated my life and made the commitment that I will continue to work on myself every single day I am here on earth. And don't get me wrong, some days are extremely hard. Some days are extremely lonely. The entrepreneurship journey, it gets lonely. Don't get me wrong. I spend majority of my time by myself. But with that being said, it gives me a lot of time to reflect on what I really want, who I want to become, and and what I have to do to get there. Like, I have a good game plan and I'm running the game plan, and I adjust it accordingly because shit changes. Life is always going to be changing. It's going to throw you obstacles and hurdles and all this shit that, you might not necessarily want to deal with, but guess what? You did something in order for that, obstacle or hurdle to come. You asked for something. Like, the universe works in mysterious ways, like, especially the energy you put out. Like, if you want, to get to, past this spot in your life and you are actually true about it, guess what? The universe is going to put something in front of you, like a test or an obstacle, to see how badly you want it to be able to get past this point, and in order for you to continue to move forward with your life. You're not just going to get to another point in your life where it's like, yeah, I'm getting to the next level of life without overcoming some shit. And honestly, like, yeah, there's a lot of people that, they've had the golden path laid for them their whole life. I know a lot of people like that. Family come from money. Guess what? You follow this, you go here, boom, boom, boom. You're going to have all this. Yeah, that's awesome. Good. I'm glad one of your, family members went through those hard times that, I'm currently having to go through as an entrepreneur to be able to get to that point. But guess what? You had that golden path laid. You haven't dealt with adversity. You haven't been through the shit I go through. You have no idea, because guess what? Someone else in your family had already done that for you. So you're lucky. I don't take anything away from you, but I will never relate to you on that type of level, because as Ed Mylett says, you could be the one to change your family's trajectory. And I am that one to change my family's trajectory. Coming from a middle-class family, I am that one. I never had shit handed to me. My parents did what they could, but at the end of the day, it's all on me right now. So that's basically all I got for you guys today. My philosophy on life, it's all about the energy you put out. All the energy you put into your body is a direct correlation of the energy you're going to put out. So take that there and do what you can with it. Make sure you guys go out and continue to work towards becoming the best version of yourselves. And I hope you guys all have an amazing Monday, and I will talk to you guys next week.